Now, I'm not one to gossip, but I will bring you the tea. Welcome to Chronicle Speaks.
So we do have another update in the Shanquella Robinson case. Pictures from the scene involving Shanquella have been released, and we now have proof that not only was she moved, but she was indeed dressed. Now, as you recall in the attack video, Shanquella was not dressed at all, but now we do have the proof that she was dressed. The question is, by whom? Mexican investigative reporter Gerardo Zuniga had a live last night where he not only answered questions from viewers, but he also posted pictures from the scene, circling key components in the room, so you had proof that these pictures were actually in the villa that they were all living in, inside of the living room, because you all know that there were some naysayers that said, no, it's not going to happen. These pictures won't be released. Well, they were released last night. Now, in the main photo, Shanquella is dressed in pink biker shorts and a big black t-shirt. Her arms are down by her side. The doctor is right beside her, kneeling, and the EMT workers looked confused. One is even leaning over to the side, seeming to try to understand her positioning. Remember, she had a busted lip. She had a knot on her head. One of her eyes was a little bloodshot red because of a blood vessel. And of course, she's laying on the ground. There's no telling how her head was positioned because of course she had the internal decapitation. There's a lot going on here, and her associates who claim to be her friends said it was alcohol poisoning. Now, an autopsy said she died 15 minutes after injury. The maid found her first, got her so-called friends, called the doc, waited for the doc to get there, which was over an hour. So needless to say, Shanquella was expired before the doctor had gotten there, way before the EMTs got there, and honestly, way before the maid had got there as well. Remember, the maid found her body and she said the body was hard. Now, I'm blurring most of the picture here on my page, but if you do want to view the full picture and hear everything that Mr. Zuniga had to say about this case, about what's going to happen to the Cabo Six, about how they implicated themselves into this crime and helped Dejanay, definitely check out his channel. The link will be down in the description below. Now, according to him, there is a lot of cover-up going along with the case, not only with the doctors, not only with the police department, not only with the Cabo Six, but the media in Mexico is not even discussing what happened because the villa is owned by one of the most powerful businessmen in all of Mexico. With that being said, this villa was listed for $3.5 million back in 2021. Once this villa was purchased, it was purchased for the means of having it as an Airbnb. Now, I just recently tried to book a stay, although I will not be there. I just wanted to see how much this villa is now going for a night. Now, when you go on their independent website, it's going for about $3,000 a night if you try to get it between now and New Year's. However, Expedia.com will no longer let you book through their website, and neither will Hotels.com because of what? People have been going to those particular websites and complaining. I know you're not still renting this out knowing someone died there, knowing there's an open murder investigation there, and you know what? Companies do not like anything that's bad for business, so they're no longer allowing people to book through their websites, and that's Expedia.com and Hotels.com. So now what? This expensive villa that they poured all this money in, decorated it beautifully, 5 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. They're now losing money because of a weekend that people decided to go and act crazy in, murder a woman in, and then dip and leave back to the United States. Please believe when they go back to Mexico, they are not going to go easy on them. Each and every one of them that get carried back, they're going to make an example out of you. I know you may be wondering, why is she not just speaking about Dejanay? Why did she say all of them? Well, unfortunately, Dejanay didn't just carry Shanquella by herself and get her dressed. Dejanay had to have help. Now, although she might be a big girl, she didn't do that by herself. And as I've told you in videos before, as soon as Dejanay steps foot back on Mexican soil, she will be telling on everyone, even if they did help her and she asked for help. Now, according to Mr. Gerardo, Penal Code of the State of Baja California, sir, Article 306 says, alteration of the place of the fact or of the finding, to whom willfully alter, modify, obstruct, changes, hides, transform, or moves in any way the indications, objects, footprints, traces, signs, fragments, or corpses products of the commission of a crime which are found in the place where it has been perpetrated or has been carried out its discovery. The penalty is 2 to 6 years in a Mexican prison. So anyone who helped to put clothes on her, move her body, try to conceal anything, wipe blood off of her, remove fingerprints, remove footprints, whatever was done, anything that was done to conceal that crime, you will go down, and it's 2 to 6 years. Now, what we're going to talk about now, Mr. Gerardo also spoke of in his live last night. So we're going to speak of the Penal Code of the State of Baja California, sir. Article 335, concealment, to whom after the execution of a crime help in any way the person included to avoid the investigation of the authorities or to escape the action of justice, hides or favors the concealment of the person included of the crime, or conceals, alters, disables, destroys, removes, or makes disappear indications, instruments, or other evidence of the crime. The penalty for that is 6 months to 3 years in prison. Now, my understanding of that is, what did they do to conceal Dejanay from being implemented in this crime? People in the room watching the attack, the murder of Shanquella Robinson. Those people were Khalil Cook, Elise Hyatt, Malik Dyer. You guys saw it firsthand, and eventually you as well when you ran in there, Winter. You guys saw all of this and said nothing and protected Dejanay by telling the police and telling the doctor that it was alcohol poisoning. Concealing what happened, Article 335. They all knew that if they told the truth of what happened, an investigation would have been open and they would not have been able to leave. So they did avoid an investigation by getting her dressed, not telling the truth, moving the body, and probably fixed her hair and everything else to avoid the outcome of the inevitable, which would have happened anyway, is you spending a long time in a Mexican prison. Can say this, the Cabo Six initially thought they had gotten away with murder, got back home, thought they were home free. The Mexican authorities had closed the case of Shanquella Robinson. Although I have not felt they have rested since they've been back in the United States, I do feel like they thought they were home free. Had it not been for Mr. Gerardo Zuniga looking into this case and having the Mexican authorities reopen it on their end, there's no telling where we would be with this situation. However, it does look like we will finally be getting justice for Shanquella Robinson, and that's all we've been screaming since this unfortunate ordeal happened. I'm grateful for anyone willing to risk their life to shine a light on the possible corruption that went down in this case and to help a family in which he's never met. Make sure you check out his page. He goes over everything, and there's more photos than what I showed. So leave a comment and you know how we do. We'll talk about it down below. Talk to you guys later. Bye. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of my new episodes.